Okay guys, welcome back to B.D.A. Law. My name is Brago and today we have a special video and we are doing something different. I've never done a tier list on the channel and now this is the first time. Of course, these events are inspired by chapter 1006. So if you haven't read it, you may be spoiled because we'll be talking about everything in regards to these characters. Now we will be ranking the right hands / vice captains / first mates, whatever you want to call them, right? They're different things, but we're going to group them all together today, rank them from weakest to strongest. Okay. There's been a lot of conversation about it in regards to where people have these characters. And as things progress throughout Wano, I've seen opinions change and move every single day. So I'm going to give you guys my opinion here where I have these characters and we're going to have fun with it. So without further ado, let's get to it. But first, if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like as well because that helps me out a lot. Turn on post notifications too because then you can stay updated so you don't miss a video. And if you are new, let me know below because I like seeing, new people in the comment section. So I appreciate that. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so first we're gonna do Shidu, and Shidu is a very interesting one because I've said this before, but this is about where you see or foresee the matchup with Zoro, Mihawk, and possibly Shidu, right? Shidu is Blackbeard's, as we know, his strongest commander, his strongest crewmate outside of Aokiji. That's the person we presume to be the strongest. So for Shidu, what we know about him is that he tied with Magellan pre-time skip. Now it's been 2 years. It did say that he was scared of Magellan, but it's been 2 years being under Blackbeard, fighting strong combatants. Also now having a devil fruit, he has to be a bit stronger. So, where you have Magellan, you put Shidu above him, then you get an idea of where he should be. But then there's also the caveat of when does Zoro fight him? Because for instance, if Zoro fights Mihawk before he fights Shidu, you would assume Shidu would have to be scaled to the point that he gives Zoro at least a challenge, right? Unless Oda goes the route of having, Blackbeard fight all the Straw Hats by himself and Luffy, having the power to draw people to him and using his friends. And that's how they overcome a monolith like Blackbeard. I would hate that. But I'm just saying, unless Zoro becomes the world's greatest and then Shidu is the final swordsman that he fights for the Straw Hats to overcome the Blackbeard pirates. So in that case, what I see more than likely happening personally is him being the final fight for Zoro, but I'm going to rank him where I think he is right now. And I'm going to put him probably in A, right? I think he's very underrated. I think he deserves more credit. And based on where I see him going, I'm going to put him in A. Now, Rayleigh. Now, we're assuming Rayleigh is in his prime. So this is not old Ray. This is young Ray, prime Ray. It's no question in S. And I think even if he was old Ray, there's a case to put him in S as well. So no debate there. The right hand of the Pirate King, Dark King Silver's Rayleigh, tussle with admirals in his old age, swam through the calm belt. There's so many things you can go on and on about him. Clearly an S, right? Zoro. This may be a contentious one because a lot of people, we love Zoro. Coming into Wano, it wasn't clear where he was because he hadn't been challenged or pushed for the most part. And now in Wano, spoilers are coming, people, if you're not caught up. Zoro has Enma and he's been training with Enma. He has a better grasp of it, hasn't fully mastered it yet, but Zoro's clearly pushing Yonko to the point that they have to evade his attacks. So coming into Wano, if you scale Zoro to other commanders, say, Jack or Queen or even Cracker, post Enma and getting stronger from using Enma, he has to be a bit higher, right? Again, we'll see where he gets post Wano, but for right now, I think I'm probably gonna put him in the B tier. Not quite an A yet, but he can get there. Now, Ben Beckman. Ben Beckman, for the most part, doesn't have that many feats. His greatest feat, I think, inside of the story is him just having Kizaru at gunpoint and Kizaru, putting up his hands, partially trolling, but that's his best feat, right? And I think for Ben Beckman, based on what Oda said about him outside of the story, when she said that Ben Beckman, he's the moon to Shanks' son, and some people may take that as, a power scaling thing, and it could be, right? They're not that far apart from each other, and if we scale him the way we scale Zoro and Rayleigh, there's no question that he's an A, and he could possibly be an S, but for right now, I'm comfortable putting him in A. Katakuri. Now, Katakuri is one of my favorite characters, so I'm going to try not to be biased here. We saw all that Katakuri could do in Whole Cake Island, from future sight to overwhelming strength, crazy devil fruit usage, awakening. Katakuri had it all. He was smart. Katakuri checked every box from lineage, conquers Haki. He had everything. He has everything, but he lost to Luffy. And because he lost to Luffy, where do we scale him then? Should we look at him that way, saying, oh, you lost to Luffy either way? Or should we look at him based on what we've seen? Because based on what we've seen from Katakuri, it compares to the greatest in the series, like some of the greatest characters or the strongest characters in the series. So I am probably going to put Katakuri at a B. I think based on what he's shown, he's phenomenal. The only problem is his durability, right? He didn't take that many hits, or rather endurance and durability. He didn't take that many hits. I mean, you can question whether or not it was a story thing or a plot thing, whatever. But Katakuri didn't take that many hits to go down. And of course he did stab himself. That's that caveat. So it's weird with Katakuri. Now, my mind, right? My mind and my heart is telling me to put Katakuri at S. or A, but I think I'm comfortable putting him at B as much as I love this character. Now we have King. Now King hasn't had a great showing in Wano at all. I would say King has been rather disappointing. I've been waiting for him to show out and do something. Again, Wano is not over, so he has a lot of time, but based on what we've seen, he's fighting Marco with Queen and they're losing right now. They're currently losing. Got his sword shot out of his hand by Izo. Sanji saved Momonosuke. I mean, of course, he overpowered Sanji immediately, but for the most part, King doesn't have that many feats. Of course, he kicked the Big Mom Pirates off of the waterfall, so there's that. But in the grand scheme of things, when you compare King to these other characters, especially Katakuri, King seems to be lacking behind. Now, again, the more I look at Katakuri, the more I'm tempted to move him up to an A because we're looking at potential and portrayal from Shidu and Ben Beckman, and we've seen a lot from Katakuri so far. So you know what? We're gonna put King actually at the moment at a C. We're gonna leave him at a C, just based on what we've seen so far. Of course, there are things that he's done that's been impressive, like kicking Big Mom off the waterfall, but we haven't seen much else. So right now, yeah, King is probably at a C for me. Marco has had an amazing Wano, right? From him showing what he can do, clashing against Big Mom. Of course, Big Mom immediately overpowered him. She couldn't kill him. She had to go away. She asked Perospero to do it. Perospero was going to ally with him. Of course, he couldn't beat Marco. Marco is now tussling with King and Queen by himself. He looks a little beat up, but he's doing it. He's been doing it since chapter 1000. I think Marco is showing just how impressive he is. And that's not the only thing. He was a captain of the remnants of the Whitebeard Pirates, so he fought against Blackbeard. They lost, but fought against Blackbeard. Was in Marineford tussling with admirals and doing fairly well. So off of that, I'm ready uncomfortable to put Marco in an A as well. I think coming into Wano, I probably had Marco at a B, but based on what he's done so far in Wano, I'm gonna have him in A. That brings us to Sabo-kun. Now Sabo is, we presume, the right hand of Dragon. It says he's the chief of staff. So based on what we know right now, Sabo's the right hand. Sabo coming into Dressrosa was probably around, Queen or Jack, higher, right? Based on his hockey usage and just how easily he dismantled Burgess, who is one of Blackbeard's top brass. But not only Burgess, Bastille. But not only Bastille, he fought against Fujitora. Of course, Fujitora seemed to have the upper hand, but Sabo was not getting dominated, right? So Sabo, from what we've seen so far, dismantled one of Blackbeard's commanders, dismantled a vice admiral, and Sabo so far has been tussling with admirals from Green Bull and Fujitora. We saw that, well, we didn't see it, damn. But at the Reverie, he fought, of course, alongside the other revolutionaries. He fought Green Bull and Fujitora, and we're assuming they lost, but it's hinting that Sabo is different, and there's a lot of strength there. But now, okay, Sabo coming into it, having, based on what we've seen, more than likely Ryo, dragon techniques, and now he has the Murmur no Mi, has had some time to train with it. Where do we place Sabo? Now, Sabo, I think, is easily a B, right? But I think you can justify placing Sabo at A. Now, when I think about Sabo versus some of these characters, I would probably have Sabo right now above Shidu. Sabo obviously above Katakuri and Zoro. I would honestly place him, if he fought Marco, I'll probably give him the edge, maybe, right? Maybe. So I think just based off that, I'm gonna put Sabo in A. And again, portrayal as well, being the right hand of Dragon, that gives you a lot of portrayal. And then in the future, my presumption is that Sabo could fight against Akainu. And I think right now, based on where he is, I'm comfortable having him in A. I thought about ranking all of the commanders like Smoothie, Cracker, Queen, but then I was like, you know what? We don't know too much about them. Of course, there are a lot of characters here we don't know about. And I think I may be overrating Shidu just a bit, but there's a part of me that thinks if Blackbeard was to fight the Right Here Pirates right now, they would come out on top. And of course, Shidu is a Blackbeard pirate. And so, I have him, he could get the dub on Ben Beckman, which is crazy. Let me move these characters over based on how I rank them as well. So in A, I would have Shidu as the weakest in A, and I would have it like this. And of course, we have B like that. So we would have it that way. Like that's how I would rank these characters. Now, there's a part of me that wants to switch Katakuri and Shidu, right? It wants me to switch those characters. Damn it. You know what? For now, it's fine. It's fine. I may be underrating Katakuri, but because I'm such a fan, I'm trying to, maybe I'm downplaying him consciously because I'm seeing it through a weird lens. So I don't know. And for the Blackbeard Pirates, why I'm comfortable putting Shidu, an A and Zoro in B, is mainly because for Luffy and Blackbeard, he always seems to be one step ahead. Of course, Luffy's going to close that distance, and as said before, Zoro could slide into A by the end of Wano. So right now, that's where we are. But guys, give me your thoughts. How do you rank these characters? I placed the tier list below, the tier maker below, so you guys can make your own tier list, and you can hit me on Twitter. Actually, send them to me on Twitter at BragoDAce, so follow me as well. I'll give some of you guys my thoughts on your list and your ranking. So do that. Follow me on Twitter, like I said, at BragoDAce. Follow me on Instagram at BragoD.Ace. Thank you to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Guys, this was fun. If you guys would like more videos like this, of course, subscribe and give me thoughts as to other things you'd like me to rank using the tier maker. So again, this was a lot of fun, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
I start doubting me, I felt lost.